or live from Ruby Tuesday, Moanalua. Now alongside Coach Todd Graham, here's Bobby Curran.
Good evening and welcome to Ruby Tuesday for this Thursday edition of Call the Coach. We thank everybody for coming out. I know the traffic was heavy today, Coach. We're glad to have you here. I want to start with this because someone asked me a question today. They say, does Coach Graham, is he going to go over everything in the program? And I said, every coach that I know of, including Nick Saban, within a week of winning championships,
right,
goes over everything in the program.
Yeah, you do every week. I mean, every week we're constantly assessing and reassessing and evaluating and trying to make adjustments and things to help you win. Obviously, it's been a frustrating year. And we hadn't got it done. We've lost a lot of close ball games, and a lot of it's been turning the football over and self-destruction. That's coaching. We got to coach better. We got to play better. We talk about that, but I love our players. I love their resolve. I love these guys have given me everything they've had, and I mean, they have no quit in them on anything, and it's been frustrating because there's we're doing a lot of things really, really well, and but it's been something that we've just not been able to get over that hump, and we got to keep getting better. And like I said, we got another opportunity this week and another one, and all we can do is control what's in front of us and go win this week and figure out a way to get that done and get back on track. It's been a tough 3 weeks. And we lost 3 straight, and it's frustrating because we're better than that, and like I say, it's you can over analyze things. Bottom line, we ain't gotten it done, and we got to figure out a way to get things back on track and to go get a win. And obviously, we're focused on these seniors, these guys. You look at the seniors that are going to be playing their last game at home, have been to 3 bowl games. Won a couple of bowl championships, played for a conference championship. They've really been a great group, and I'm very honored to get to coach them. And so we're going to go. Our whole focus has been making the modification, getting the things corrected. We need to get corrected and go win this game for them.
Well, one of the things, and this is one of the Hawaii traditions, I think, that maybe Hawaii does as well as anybody, which is the senior night. But people come out, and I think the fans show their appreciation, because I think one thing that everybody realizes is win or lose, we get an effort that everybody in the state can be proud of, and that's every week.
Yeah, and I've been doing this a long time. I'm just telling you that the effort that our guys give, the amount of the hard work that they put in, and the resolve that they have and how they respond. They hate losing. I don't like losing, but they work as hard as any group I've ever had. And one of the things that's unique about Senior Day here that I've actually learned a little bit is that we actually do the ceremony after the game, which I love that because I think it's just really kind of hurried and rushed before games at places I've been, and so I'm very this group, especially this group of seniors, the last 2 years have been. As challenging of a situation as I've ever been around. And these guys have showed great character and great resolve and have represented, I think, Hawaii with great pride and character. And so I'm looking forward to celebrating them and doing everything we can to bust our tails so that they can do it in a winning fashion.
I've always felt, though, that one of the issues with doing ceremonies before the game, I mean, so someone will be introduced, first graduate of their. I just think there's some emotion that gets spent unnecessarily before kickoff.
Yeah, I was really actually. They asked me what I thought about that, and I said, "Man, that's a great idea." And to where you can really spend some time and really truly celebrate them because it's just always before the game. It's kind of rushed, so I'm looking forward to that.
All right, we'll get our first text. Coach, what are this is Jeff, by the way, what are some of the obstacles this year's team has had to overcome?
Well, I think from a football standpoint, the biggest thing is just we've not been able to early in the year. I think we struggled on one side of the ball. We were struggling defensively early in the year. I thought we were getting better offensively early in the year, and we never could put it together at the same time. And to me, that's everything you're talking about is coaching. You got to coach better. We got to do a better job. We've not been able to execute the way that we want to execute, and it's we're not undisciplined, but we're not disciplined to the level that we need to be. and that's coaching, that's preparation. We got to do a better job with that. Obviously, the challenges have been, obviously, dealing with COVID. I think, the stadium getting condemned. Not having fans at our games probably been the biggest challenge. And I think one of the things that was really affected our players was probably that more than anything. When your family can't come watch you play, that's been tough. So last game was absolutely awesome at home. For the San Diego State game, and our guys played their tails off. I mean, against a top 25 team, and man, that walking out there and having those students was you almost forget what it's like.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably been one of the most challenging things I've ever faced in over 3 decades of coaching is going into the stadium and not having fans. But that's everybody's dealt with that. But I think our guys it was tough to go through their families not being able to watch them play, and I'm grateful that we're past that, and I'm looking forward to this game and having a full house and celebrating these seniors. But there's been obviously a lot of challenges on top of the challenges we have with our teaching facility, our training facilities, all the things the challenges that are there financially, all those things. There's a lot of challenges. There's challenges is as big a challenge as any place I've ever been. But the great news is the people is what makes a difference. And we're going to get it straight. We're going to get it fixed. That's what we have to do. What we got to do to recruit, what we got to do to get support is you have to win. And so all we can do is control what's in front of us and go win this week. Go win the next one, see what happens from there, and then go to work on correcting things we need to correct for the 2022 season. But we are not done with 2021. So I told our coaches that the other day. We're not talking anything about 2022. We're talking about beating Colorado State and winning senior night.
One of the things that is ongoing, and I think that for casual fans, they don't realize that recruiting is really it's 12 months a year.
It is.
Never really stops.
Yep.
But it's getting to a point where there'll be a key deal when you have the initial signing period, and then the second one, which I think for a lot of power group of 5 teams can be maybe as important as the first one.
Yeah, I think recruiting is totally blown up. It's going to be nothing like it was in the past. So, like you're used to having 2 signing dates. You're going to sign some on this date, and then in February you're going to sign 25, and then you're going to go to work for spring ball. It's not going to be like that anymore. You're going to be probably halfway done with your recruiting class on the second signing date, if that, because of the transfer portal, all those type things. And so the challenges of that, in the calendar now is pretty much year-round. And having official visits now in the spring, which you never could do, so recruiting is critical, but the way it's the transfer portal and all those things, the way they've changed it is going to really extend it past the signing date, if that makes sense. And you have to have you got to sit down and really look at your philosophy on how to build a program. And I'm not one of those guys that, there's programs in our league that have had success going and signing 15, 1-year transfers. And I'm not big on that. I really believe that, to build an affinity for a place and to build a program, you need someone, they need to be there, 2 years or more, and so that's not to say we won't ever take somebody that's a one and done, but, it's important that that we have people that fit who we are and what we're about. And so that's the lifeblood of your program's personnel. And so that's something that we spend a lot of time on every day.
Do you have a specific coach, for example, that is doing a ton on the transfer portal, or are you dividing that through a number?
Yeah, staff-wise, we're pretty limited staff-wise. So, all of our position coaches have to take on that. We have a coach assigned on each side of the football and analysts that basically are constantly watching transfer portal and looking for people that maybe have an affinity or from here or want to come back home here or people that would fit who we are and what we're about. And then also you have certain needs. You'll have some needs. You need, one offensive lineman. The next year you might need 4 or 5 based on the numbers on your roster and managing your roster and building your roster. So it's almost like now with the transfer portal you have free agency. It's almost like, managing an NFL roster. And so we have to have someone constantly monitoring that. And we're pretty limited staff-wise. Smallest staff I've ever had or ever been on. And so we have to kind of combine. Everybody has to kind of take on those roles. Okay. But we do try to work as a team. And I believe in recruiting as a team. I think players want to be recruited by their position coach. We have areas where we locate, players, but we team recruit. And it's so important that we work hard and assess what we have. I believe that you have to really look at here's the strengths and weaknesses of our linebackers, and so when we bring people in, we want to make sure that they complement the group. And so there's a lot goes into that, and we do have a person that is on campus, recruiting coordinator. They also have administrative duties and things like that. So. That's a challenge is working with a limited staff as well, but that's something that our coaches really work. And that's one of the things our coaches and our staff work extremely hard. I'm very proud of what they come in 4:30 in the morning and they don't leave till 11 o'clock at night most every night, and so that they're working very, very hard in the recruiting process because it's so important that we bring people here that want to be at the University of Hawaii and that'll represent the university and the state with the high standard that we want it done.
Okay, we have a call. I think I can take this. We have Keone on the line. Hi, Keone. You're on with Coach Graham.
Hi. Just first off, shout out to all the seniors. We love you guys, and thank you. But Coach Graham, for the season, UH is 50 of 151 on third down. What have the coaches done to improve success on third down and sustain drive?
Yeah, I think, that's one of the things. That's a good question because third down has been a very difficult down for us. I presume you're talking about offense. That's been one of the things that's really hurt us is our inability to convert third downs, especially on the manageable third downs. Third down 3, third down 4, third down 5 are ones that you have to be up there at 75%, conversion. And then the other thing that I think that's hurt us on third down is obviously negative plays. And getting in those situations where you're third down and 10 plus, third down 12, third down 13. And so we've worked diligently trying to get more efficient and not be, what are the things that we can do well and get the ball to our best guys on those downs. And that's some of the things that as we've gone back and we assess each week that like I said at the beginning, we haven't we got to coach better. We got to make better decisions there, and we got to do a better job of getting that ball dispersed and being more effective in those downs. And I think one of the things too, is it was really difficult for us offensively is in the New Mexico State, Chevin getting hurt, and he still, is not 100%, and is he is a unbelievably tough kid and an unbelievably courageous kid, and. I think that hurt us because him not being able to go for 4 or 5 weeks. Obviously, Braden did a great job. Braden's going to be a great quarterback, a great future, but he's an 18-year-old freshman. And so I think a lot of that we fell behind in those weeks. And then what happens when you do that, when you stop it, because we just slowly kind of, and we obviously have not arrived in anything, but we've actually gotten better and better defensively, and I think it's because you build confidence, and so much of that is execution and being able to master what you're doing, and what happens when you don't have confidence and you start looking going, man, we're running too many, trying to do too much stuff, and I think that's been a part of it. So those are the things, trying to streamline what we're doing, what we're calling, making sure that we're getting the ball out and not taking. The thing that's killed us on third down is negative plays, which we get behind the count on, sacks, obviously getting sacked, and not getting the ball out on timing. And that a lot of that's been misreads, mental mistakes, and things like that. And there's a lot of, it's a very technical. It's a very challenging deal, and but it's something we've obviously know we've got to do better at. That's a great question, because that's one of the things that's really hurt us is our ineffectiveness on third down, being able to convert.
I know where you are. You're a bear on penalties and on turnovers, and those are two categories that have not gone well. You know what? Let's save this, because I need to take a quick timeout. We're going to be back with Coach Graham. We're at Ruby Tuesdays, and this is Called the Coach.
Some people think
Mike is off.
workers as statistics,
Hey, Keegan.
numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
Well, what you doing now?
I'm doing my own PV system, and I get homey fall-proof gear.
Ano bubble wrap and duct tape going work?
Yeah, I get them. Check this out.
Okay. You okay?
I think that heat expanding stuff is true. Getting small and hot in here.
Oh, no.
It's raining over here. How we pop all the stuff? Oh, careful.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hi, this is Rick from Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii. Come in this month and order 2 regularly priced entrees and receive a free spinach artichoke dip. That's a $13.49 value. Wash it down with our newest drinks, a Blue Moon Haze or a Corona Refresca, guava, coconut, or passion fruit lime drink. All for only $3.99. Need a change? Go to rubytuesdayhawaii.com and click on Join Our Team. Thanks, see you soon, and make every day a Ruby Tuesday.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
Yeah, we're coming back here. Lights are hot.
The most dynamic season of any defensive player. Khourey Bethley is with us. Khourey, you have had one amazing year.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
The interceptions, unbelievable. By the way, in the press box, I had to correct myself because the players are so small. We're on the top of that Allegiant Stadium, and you guys look like ants. And so trying to delineate like a 5 from an 8. So the first I corrected it pretty quickly, but I had Eugene Ford making the pick because I thought it was 8. And then I got the screen. I'm like, my God, that's Khourey Bethley again. You think I'd know by now who's coming up with the interceptions. I want to start with you, Caleb, because this has had to be an adjustment. You played at Stanford. I think did you graduate from Stanford?
Yes, sir.
You did. So you're a grad transfer, as it's called. What prompted you to come? Was it more football or was it lifestyle? What attracted you to come to join the Rainbow Warrior program as a grad transfer?
Yeah, that's a great question. And honestly, it was kind of the whole deal. Had some really great conversations with Coach Graham and Coach Bo and Coach Bennett, the tight ends coach. And I just really liked what they were trying to build here, and the culture that they were trying to form here at UH with the coaching change. And I couldn't really turn down spending a year or two out here on the island and playing a position that I played back in high school. So I was really excited about that, and that was Hawaii was the only school giving me an opportunity to do that, and I'm really, really happy with my decision to come here. I've loved being out here on the island, love these guys, love all the seniors out here, and just really blessed to be here and to be a part of this team and to represent the island.
Now, it's hard to figure out, and I still struggle with this because on COVID, we have seniors, we have redshirt seniors, we have super seniors. Do you have another year?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh,
so
that's
I'll
fabulous.
Yeah. So the plan is to finish this year strong and hit it hard this offseason, and then come back for my 6th year.
What are you doing in school? What are you taking a master's?
Yes, I'm working on my master's degree right now in marketing management.
Oh, fabulous. I mean, that sounds like you're making the best use possible of your time here.
Yeah,
you picked up on any of the Hawaii cultural things, water sports, surfing, any of that?
I'm trying to work on my surfing game. I'm from San Diego, so I should
right?
know how to surf,
there
but
you
unfortunately I can't claim any skill there, so I'm working on it.
Well done, and it's been fun to watch you, and I just think what another year will bring with the spring football and all that. I can't even wait to see what happens with you. Khourey, Bethley, your season has been so dynamic, so electric at times. You seem to be everywhere. In fact, someone said to me, what does he play? What position is he? I said, well, it's kind of a hybrid. He seems to have some latitude to go where he thinks he's necessary. It reminds me a little bit of how the Steelers used to use Troy Polamalu. I mean, you're in the middle, you're in the box, you're covering the receiver, you're rushing the passer, but you seem to have a knack for being where the ball is.
Yes, and I think Coach Graham does a great job of just scheming up and just putting me in the best positions that's going to help us make plays and get the job done.
He has described you as maybe the smartest football player he's ever coached in terms of you got to spend a lot of time with some guys on maybe single one or two things. He said that guy can handle about 13 different things.
Yeah, that's what I pride myself in, actually. I watch a lot of tape and just try to pick at little things that the offense might get at. And Coach Graham I've learned a lot since Coach Graham's game. I came here, he definitely has elevated my game a lot, and not only on the field but also off the field too.
He mentioned something about you and thinking of your future. He goes, if that kid decides he wants to coach, you got to come start with me. Would you like to perhaps do this for a living? I mean, could you imagine it?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I want to do when I'm done playing this game. Definitely give back because I've had great coaches pour into my life since I was young and all the way till now. So definitely want to give back when the time comes.
I've often heard the expression that the reason that guys are defensive backs is like, well, that's because they can't catch. That's why they put them there, right? But that's certainly not true of you because you've pretty much held on to everything that's come your way.
Yeah, I think take a lot of pride in that as far as just doing a lot of ball drills. And also I was in high school a running back. Got to throw that in there.
Oh, wow.
So, I've been around catching the ball a lot out the backfield. So, it just comes natural, I think.
You got to lobby the coach next time one of the running backs goes down. You say, Coach, hey, by the way, I can do a little bit of that now.
Hopefully when Calvin takes off next year, I get a little Wildcat package, hopefully.
Well, there you go. You have now planted the seed.
Got to.
Do we have the fellas' food over there yet? Is there food there? Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. I could do this with you all night, but the purpose of you guys coming down is partially to get you fed. So let's do this. We're going to take a quick timeout. And we're going to let you go. Take the time out a little early so we can get you guys to the trough.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for coming by, fellas.
Yep,
you guys are great
Thank
representatives of the program.
Thank
you. We're going to be right back. We'll take a quick time out. We're at Ruby Tuesday, Moanalua. This is Call the Coach.
PAXA is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 400 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at paxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
When you feel like Vegas, there's There's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar. There's just one place to play. We got a fresh hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here.
Get back to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii. Airfare, hotel, meals, and transfers, just $777.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. Not only is it time for open enrollment for a lot of people, it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For the typical family, switching to MediShare saves about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people. Think what you could do with that. But if you join right now, MediShare is waiving their new member fees, so that's another $170 you'll save. And MediShare is really different. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. More than 400,000 people are members, and they've shared over $4 billion in medical bills. So, yes, they can handle your bills too. This may be the time to make the switch. Join before November 30th for the additional savings. It's so easy to find out more. They're great to talk to. In fact, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
Biggest adjustments you made for the defense to be playing so well?
Well, first of all, we haven't been great. Our standard's pretty high. I am very proud of our guys, and just when you listen to you talk to Khourey, he's been a big part of that. Obviously, Darius Musau, our guys we are laying the foundation for what it takes to build a championship defense and to be great. We obviously are not there, but Khourey's on pace. He's on the All-American ballot. I think he ought to be an All-American. Statistically, there's not a better player productivity in the whole country. He has more productivity than there's not any players that have more statistical interceptions, sacks, passes broke up, all the things collectively than what he has. And like you and I were saying in the break, I think he's a guy that I think there's not a better defensive football player in our conference, and so I'm proud of what we've been able to do. But that's not we're not about playing good defense. We're about winning, and so we've played good defense at time, but we've got a long way to go and a lot of things that we can do to get better. And so probably the things that I am pleased about defensively is the progress that we've gradually made progress, and last week we took a step back and gave up some big rush plays, and I think right now I think we're second or third in the nation in getting takeaways. So there's some things that we are doing extremely well. That's our number one goal defensively, is to get the ball.
Yep.
Our number one goal offensively is to take care of the ball, and unfortunately we haven't done a very good job of that. And so, but we got to continue doing the things that we're trying to do, and we are building it, and that there's a lot of positive things around those things. And one of the positive things is developing that mentality about wanting to play dominating defense.
Well, when you get a guy like Khourey, and I think I would say the same is true of Darius Musau, those guys have natural leadership abilities. And it's not, they don't do it really by talking. They just do it by setting it, on the field.
Right.
I've heard coaches say, not what you say, it's what you do. Those guys do it.
Yeah, and they're players that, everybody wants to be great. And not a lot of people really want to sacrifice and do the things and suffer and do the training and do the things that it takes. And those two are great examples. And I think when you have guys like that are doing that, and I always tell them every day that, you're not, you're competing with you every day to be better than you were the day before and keep stacking success. And so those guys are great leaders, great football. I love watching them play. And they're guys I've been proud of, and even though we've got a ways to go to get to where we want to be, but you can see the progress. You can see the work that they put in, and we just got to continue to get better.
All right, Coach, this is a text from BB. Coach, what is your wish list for recruiting? What positions are you looking to supplement and or complement?
Well, obviously I can't mention players that were already with us, but we want playmakers, obviously, and we feel like we've got some headed our way. I think that the biggest position to me is we need some dynamic guys at wideout, and that's something that we're looking will be an area of focus for us, as well as our ability to protect our quarterback. We're always in the market for some big offensive tackles. We one of the stronger points on our team has been our running back crew, and I think it's an area where we're playing at a pretty good level there, and we got pretty good depth. But we want to add playmakers on the offensive side of the ball, and then we need to get some guys that can protect the quarterback and some guys up front on the offensive line. Defensively, it's always the same thing. It's edge rushers and guys that can cover man to man. That's going to be our big focus. And we basically we got some really good young linebackers that no one's seen yet. That they've got to really develop. But we're in the we'll sign a linebacker or two that we need to help that group. Basically, we've had 3 linebackers that played the entire season, and they've done a great job. But a little thin there as far as the depth. So we'll look to add some linebackers, but really need to continue. We did that last year. We added some edge rushers, and this because I've talked to you about it. Is that we made a mistake early in the year trying to just be exclusively a 4-down front because we didn't have enough depth at those edge rushers, and so that's going to be important. That the more we can evolve to being able to be a team that can line up and rush 4 and get pressure is what we want to be able to do. And then the biggest thing is guys that can play man-to-man. Khourey, what makes Khourey unique is he's he's as good a man cover guy as it's on our defense. I mean, if you ask me who's better between Cortez, Cameron, and him at man coverage, man, there's
tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And then he's also got great blitz ability. And he's also can cover. He can play half safety. He can play deep safety. He can play up. He's physical enough to play linebacker. And so we need more guys like that.
Coach, they don't grow on trees.
No, they don't.
That's the problem.
But you just got to you got to be diligent about finding those type guys and guys that obviously have that kind of heart. I like the leadership that we have in recruiting, and I've even talked to Khourey and Darius about that. Is those guys being leaders in that regard and attracting the right people here that we need to get better as a football team.
Okay, here's a next texter. The defense has done good this year. What is the answer for the lack of offensive production, and what happens from here?
Well, obviously, we have not executed offensively. I think, like I said, last year, coming off the Bow win, I really felt like we were taking some strides offensively. We basically, had the same system or the same things in place pretty much the entire season last year that we had in place this year. Obviously, structurally, we haven't gotten it taught. We want to be a team that is a no-huddle football team that operates at faster than anybody in the country. That's what I've been accustomed to in the past, and we have not gotten that taught. And so that's on us. We got to coach better, and there's things we got to do to make that better because I'm not accustomed to that either. We've as far as our scoring points, I'm used to being around a system that scores points. I know how to do that. I know the things we need to do to get corrected to do that. And but it's basically the thing we've self-destructed. I think having the quarterback injury didn't help us. I mean, even though I'm proud of how Braden came in and beating Fresno and all that was great, but I think that our execution, our tempo, and then negative plays and turning the football over has really just it just kills you. And we haven't done that at a light level. It ain't like we're turning we're doing it at like a catastrophic level.
Yes.
And that's you don't get to everything that happens in our program I'm responsible for. I have no problem with that because that's just the way it is, and that's the way it should be. And I know exactly what we need to do to get it straight, and we don't resemble anything like what I want our offense to look like and what it should look like, and that's on me. That's on us, and we've got to get that corrected. And obviously, we're working every day. We're not waiting until next year to do it. We've been working every day to try to do that. And there's obviously, we need to see some strides moving forward in the next 2 weeks and figure out a way to go win this senior night and then go win the next one. Who knows what'll happen after that? And then we'll go from there. What we have to do is we have to become more disciplined, eliminate the mental errors, eliminate the negatives, and eliminate the takeaways. But the single worst thing that we've done from my standpoint, what I want, is our lack of tempo. You look at Utah State. Utah State was one of the worst teams in the country last year offensively. They came in. Now they signed 15 graduate transfers,
right.
And signed some talent that came in. That'll be their 1 year and gone. But they went from being 126th in the country and running plays to being third in the nation in the amount of plays. Went from 62 to 85 plays a game. That type of tempo, and I can tell you in that game, our players even tell you, if you asked our defensive players to get up and talk to you about what causes them problems, they're all going to say the same thing: tempo. And it's probably, other than the triple option, the single greatest invention in football. And so that's what we've got to get done, and we haven't been able. We have not done a good job of getting that taught, and that's something we got to fix.
This is on Facebook. It's from Nolan. What's up, Coach Graham? I'm confident we'll win our last 2 games of the season. I noticed you recruited some great local Hawaii boys to stay home and play for the home team. I'm excited for the next season. Love this team and effort. Go Bows.
There you go. Well, I appreciate that. Obviously, I can't comment on recruits, but our that's obviously our priority is getting people that believe the way we believe as far as how we run our program and the culture that we're trying to establish. And I believe the further you get away from here, the bigger, the more mistakes you make in recruiting. So that's going to be our focus, is getting guys that are affiliated, that have ties and that want to be here and want to play for our program.
Okay, another text. A lot of people are upset about the 4 straight running plays near the end of the last game. What was the thought behind that?
Well, we had ran the ball pretty effectively, and you got to be able to, on fourth down there, you got to be able to go make a first down, and obviously, you don't get to go back and second guess those type of things. There's been times in the season where I thought we should have run the ball and we threw the ball, but at the end of the day, we were trying to pound that thing and get a first down, and we came up about an inch short on that thing. So, obviously when you make calls and they don't work, then you gotta have responsibility for them, and that's all on me. That's my I can tell you, I'm involved in everything that we're doing, and on that fourth down, that's the call that I wanted to make, and you got to be able to go make that first down.
All right, and now this is an interesting question, Coach. Another texter. Which player on offense and on defense have shown the most improvement this season?
I think Nick Martiner on offense has been a guy that is really, really dramatically improved. I've been really proud of what he's been able to do. I think Caleb's a guy that's really improved dramatically and learning to play a brand new position. Would be another one. I think Dedrick Parsons on offense. I know they said one, but I can't say just one. Dedrick Parsons been unbelievable. I think Day Hunter's been really greatly improved. Defensively, obviously Khourey, Darius, are guys that I think have really done great things. I think Pita Tonga is a guy a lot of people might not know a lot about. One of the best decisions I've made since I've been here is to bring Pita Tonga here. He has been an unbelievable force on our defensive line, and his mental maturity. He's a father and a husband, and his impact that he has on the mental maturity of our players has been invaluable. He's obviously was hurt last game, not able to play, but I think he's been. I think our defensive line. I mean, our defensive line, I always am on them. I'm always, pushing them, and they know that they're the foundation of what we do. And there's very few games. I can only think of one early in the season that our guys up front on defense didn't win the physicality battle.
Yeah.
And so I think those guys up there have really, really, Blessman, Tavai, Dewan. Yeah, I mean, Jonah Laulu, the whole bunch of those, PETA along with them, have done a great job and continue to get better, and they push hard every day. So I think Shipley's done a good job of going over there, and he's made field goals. I think he's only missed one field goal, I think, or so this year, and been our starting punter as well. And I know Kyler's done a great job on kickoffs. It's been a big benefit to us. Our kickoff cover team has a bunch of guys on there that have really improved and done. I really have a lot of confidence in those guys. So I don't know. That's a bunch of the guys that are positive.
That's the short list.
Yeah, it's a short list.
Let me bring this up because there are times it appears that Kyler Halverson, who has a terrific leg, has been. I'm guessing there's times you've instructed it, kick it short, kick it 3, 4, 5 yards out, because I'm just guessing that you feel like you can take a shot at pinning guys behind the 25. Is that right?
No.
No?
I want him to kick the ball out of the end zone
every time.
Every time.
Wow. So he's just maybe not quite gotten all of it.
Well, I'm going to tell you, he's a guy.
He's good at it.
He's a guy that we took, late, and but he has been a great decision, and he's just getting started. I've coached some great kickers, and I'm really proud as a young, true freshman. That's a very being kicking off. And one of the things that I was impressed with is San Diego State. He went down there and made the tackle inside the 15.
And we noticed that.
Yeah,
that was really something.
So he's such a. I like kickers that are athletes, and he's a really good athlete. He could probably play safety. He's. But I've been proud of him, and obviously got to continue to get better. But our deal, we want him to kick that ball out of the end zone every time.
I'm totally.
You don't have to worry about that coverage.
I'm totally in agreement with that philosophy.
There's a lot of great athletes back there in our league.
And there's times you guys, I can tell, I've told the guys just fair catch it, do whatever you have to do. We want it at the 25. I mean, you avoid a lot. Everyone thinks they're going to take it to the house, but for every time you get a penalty or something sets you back, and you're starting at your own 9. I just don't know if it's worth the trade-off.
We did a poor job of that last year. We haven't got many opportunities on kickoff return.
Yeah.
We probably worked that. We probably spent more time, invested more time than anything, and just hadn't got the opportunities with it. We had a pretty good return last week that Calvin hit, but that's something we've got to get better at. And the special teams, we gave up a fake field goal, and we weren't, we didn't have the right grouping on the field. I mean, we had 3 punts blocked early in the season. That was my fault because I was trying to run a pro-style punt, and it's just something that didn't fit our personnel, and so I think we've gotten a lot of those things corrected, and I do think our guys that are kicking and punting the ball have done a solid job.
Well, Coach, this is one of the things people will be watching now, because I think that we know that the future here for this season looks like it's probably confined to the 2 games, most likely.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think if we can get to that 6th win, you got a shot. So
got a shot, but I mean, you do have 6 teams eligible.
I haven't talked about that because we just need to go win a game.
Yeah.
I mean, we've lost 3 games straight, so we need to go win a football game. But I do think that all we can do is control what's in front of us, go win this game, and then
go win the next one.
Go win the last one. You'll have a shot.
Okay, let's get to this. We've got to take a quick timeout. Couple of things that'll be fun to talk about, I think, is where you're going in terms of will anybody change positions, because you have moved guys around sometimes, and I'm wondering if there are some players you see that maybe can work another spot as well, even within, say, the defense or within the offense. We'll talk about that when we come back with Coach Graham. We're at Ruby Tuesdays, and this is Call the Coach. Okay.
Pero, what you doing now?
I'm doing my own PV system, and I get homey foolproof gear.
Pero, I don't think bubble wrap and duct tape going work.
Yeah, I get them. Check this out.
Okay. Pero, you okay?
I think that heat expanding stuff is true. Getting smoking hot in here.
Oh, no.
It's raining over here. How we pump all the stuff? Oh, careful.
Make sure to have an electrical contractor and licensed electrician do your photovoltaic installations and electrical work.
IBEW Local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes. It's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop. He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
What's your ultimate game day experience? A tricked out man cave? Deluxe tailgate? Then enter the 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes for a chance to win $10,000. And make your ultimate game day experience a reality. To enter, buy any 5-Hour Energy product and upload the receipt. It's that easy. The 5-Hour Energy Football Sweepstakes. Enter today.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 and a legal resident of the U.S. Ends December 10th, 2021. For official rules and how to enter without purchase, visit 5hesport.com. Void where prohibited.
You're listening to Call the Coach on ESPN Honolulu 92.7 FM and 1420 AM.
Get, Coach, as you start to evaluate, for example, I mean, I think Khourey is a good example of a guy that you kind of said, well, we're not going to limit him to this one spot because we can get multiple uses out of him, and he can handle it.
Yeah, I think what motivates players is when they know the system is designed for them, and when they see it accentuating their talents, they really buy in and get motivated. But I don't know. We might look at Khourey at Wildcat. I don't know. We'll see. He keeps telling me that. So I think he must have some skills. So we'll see what he can do.
I'm inclined not to doubt him at this point.
Yeah. We'll have to get him maybe 2 IVs at halftime if he does that.
There you go. I don't know where he's going to find the energy. You're right. Let me ask about anybody else. I mean, guys that maybe are running backs that can play in the slot or vice versa. I know you moved James Phillips around a little bit early in the season. I'm just curious
I think we've got. I think for the most part we've got guys where they need to be. I think it's taken us a while. There's some guys that we finally, I think, found a home for them and a place for them, and that because moving them around. Really, you got to get that set for them to start improving and getting better. But just right offhand, I think we've got the guys kind of where we need them.
Yeah.
I think we have needs that, like I told you, we need some. Our focus is going to be really in improving our ability at the wide receiver and the slot receiver position and getting some dynamic performers.
Well, obviously, I think on the outside especially starts with speed. I mean, you got to have guys kind of take the top off.
Yep, and
they're a little harder to find than your possession guys.
Yeah, Nick's done a great job in developing our players, and then obviously in our whole philosophy of winning is about training, and obviously Coach Cook's here. He's our assistant head coach, and the reason why is that's the most valuable thing that we do. So as we train in the winter program and throughout the spring, every day we're assessing and reassessing and evaluating and trying to get our guys in the right positions and make sure that we're utilizing our personnel in the best way that we can. And that's something we've got to really evaluate because obviously we haven't performed at the level that we need to.
All right, you got a couple of, got another text. Are we planning on doing different things? Are you going to do things differently on offense, or is it just refining what
Well,
you've
I
done?
don't think we've been able to execute what we were trying to do in the first place. And I think there's things you have to look at. There's things I know that we have to do different from a special team standpoint, from a structural standpoint, from an organizational standpoint. There's things that I know that we've got to do offensively differently from a structural and organizational standpoint, and as well as defensively. We haven't accomplished the things that we wanted to do there either. But I think we've made progress, and I don't think that they're that far off. But the biggest thing, if you ask me, what do I want us to be better at this week? I want us to play with tempo. What I want us to be better at in the last game is tempo. What I want us to be better at in the spring is tempo and actually executing and having a fast-paced offense that has the ability to operate faster and more efficient than the other people in the country, which creates opportunities for explosive plays. And then we have to eliminate turning the football over in the negative plays. And to me, all that is starts and ends with coaching, and we've got to do a better job.
All right, well, Coach, one thing that seems obvious is that you want to play a tempo. You have to be in awesome condition.
Yes.
Did you feel like the conditioning was where it needed to be? I know this is.
Now you're going to ask me right in front of Coach Cook. I mean,
Well,
guy's 6'4" over there. I mean,
Well, Coach Cook looks like he gets after it pretty good. And a number of the players.
well,
we had
actually,
here
our
have mentioned-
assistant strength coach, I think, is actually stronger than him. But
that right?
that's debatable.
Bet
But
is
no,
he faster too?
I think to get in the condition, and Coach knows this because he played for me at Tulsa. To get in the condition it takes to run this, it takes 4 years.
Okay,
to
not an
do
overnight
that.
thing.
It's not an overnight thing. I think that's one of the things that we're not in the condition. I think COVID was a challenge because we lost so much training.
Yeah.
That's probably the thing that hurt us more than anything else is the lack of training. The second thing is our nutrition, how we, what the players are eating and feeding them, and then our ability to deliver training. And so we're working on improving all that. But this off season will be critical, and that's how our training is the foundation of what we do, and so that's going to be the most critical thing in our improvement is our training.
Well, Coach, I think you've made a good stride already on that. It was better this year than it was last year in terms of condition. I mean, at least I didn't see guys.
Yeah.
You don't see some of the characteristics, hands on the knees.
I think it's the area where we're the most deficient.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think that we weren't able to do any training in our first year because of COVID. I think.
So you were behind.
Yeah,
the
I
eight
think
ball
we
kind of.
basically had one summer program of training is
Right.
what we've had to this point, and so I think we can have remarkable improvement in that area.
Have you already made out your schedule for when spring will be? I know some coaches want to spread it out more, others more compact. Where are you?
We'll start ours early. We'll start in February and try to be finished with the spring ball before our guys go on spring break, and that gives our guys time to heal from spring ball. And it also gets – I like distance from the end of the semester, so these guys can really focus on – I like to have longer to train after spring ball, and then also it doesn't get into where you're having the spring game and guys are trying to get ready to study for finals and all that kind of stuff. So it's something that we weren't able to do last year that we want to do it earlier this year, and it's something I think will be a positive. So we'll start sometime in February after signing date and be done by the time our guys go on spring break.
Well, that sounds fabulous, Coach, because I think that the individual work that players do, I mean, I know the coaches will set out a program depending position specific on what you need to be doing, even after when the semester ends and over the summer. And I think you guys can tell pretty quick. Guys show up in the fall, who's been after it and who had.
Yeah, and it's pretty much a year round. These guys go home for a few weeks in May. They get maybe a week off in July. They get spring break off a week. But pretty much being a Division I college football player is year-round training. And that's probably the thing that's hurt us the most is the lack of training. And so that's something that's going to be big for us.
Coach, we are just flies. We're out of time.
Yeah, it was quick.
Wish you the best of luck, and hope everybody who's here, I'm sure they will be at Chin Complex to make things happen, help happen for the team on Saturday. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
For Rainbow Warrior head coach Todd Graham, for Cody Cook and Caleb Phillips and Khourey Bethley, from all of us at ESPN Honolulu, I'm Bobby Curran. Aloha.
You've been listening to Call the Coach with Todd Graham, presented by Paxa, Coors Light, and Ruby Tuesday Hawaii, and also brought to you by HGEA, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, and IBEW Local 1186. This has been an exclusive presentation of ESPN Honolulu. If you missed any of the show, catch the replay tomorrow morning at 11 or find it at espnhonolulu.com.
Hi, this is Rick from Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii. Come in this month and order 2 regularly priced entrees and receive a free spinach artichoke dip. That's a $13.49 value. Wash it down with our newest drinks, a Blue Moon Haze or a Corona Refresca, guava, coconut, or passion fruit lime drink. All for only $3.99. Need a change? Go to rubytuesdayhawaii.com and click on Join Our Team. Thanks, see you soon, and make every day a Ruby Tuesday.
Some people think of public workers as statistics, numbers, positions that are unnecessary. But public workers include police dispatchers, lifeguards, principals, and other school workers like safety and security specialists and educational assistants, public health nurses, and thousands more real people who play important roles that every community needs. So those public workers, we shouldn't take them for granted. They provide essential services that benefit us all. A message from HGEA.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Paxa is Hawaii's premier technology provider and systems integrator. They harness the power of bleeding-edge technologies to help local businesses realize their full potential. Their team delivers customized IT solutions that enable nearly 400 commercial, government, and nonprofit organizations across the state to maximize opportunities and pursue innovation. To learn more, visit their website at paxa.com. That's PACXA.com.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar. There's just one place to play. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here. Bet you find it at the
Get back to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii. Airfare, hotel, meals, and transfers, just $777.
This is ESPN Honolulu, KKEA Honolulu, AM 1420 and K224FR Honolulu.